Welcome to Authentic Reality Now. November 2017, Day 7, Step 7, Allowing Authentic Portals of Light, Preparing for the 1111 Gateway, Being and Becoming Authentic, Sacred, Sovereign Alignment. So today I must ask that you visualize your entire being as centered in the flow. Flow, see it coming from above, from left, from right, from beneath you, and from inside of you. So first I want you to just start making the tight fist with both hands and feel the blood flowing through each hand. Let's do that right now. Left hand, right hand, squeeze, 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 release, squeeze, 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 release, squeeze, 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 release, squeeze, 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 release. The flow is coming from your heart center and you are receiving from the crown chakra as well. Every part of your physical body relies upon the flow from the heart. So let's just look for a moment. Just picture it as flowing through. You're allowing the flow of the authentic truth. You're allowing the flow of connection to source. You're allowing the flow of connection to Gaia coming in. As you see, this is not anything difficult. The different colors, think of that as representing the different parts of your crystalline core, the different chakras, the different nadis, the very hidden and essential parts of you that only source can reveal. Just look at that. Think of that flow. Again, I want you to go back. Let's do the tight fist with both hands and feel the blood flowing through. Remember, we're doing this 4 times. Squeeze, squeeze, squeezing, and releasing. Okay. Squeeze, 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 release. Squeeze, 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 release. Squeeze, 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 release. One more time. Squeeze, 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 release. Now feel that flow from your hands and put your hands and start thinking of where you know they should go. Feel the flow coming from your heart also and your hands converging, moving upward through the throat chakra, sending a systematic flow up the base of the skull directly into the midbrain, expanding the crown chakra portals. Think for one moment. Your system is constantly providing vivid examples of the simplicity of your actions and the complexity of the infinite that responds to you. Wonderful. Now, breathe and focus your attentions once again. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. And remember, where should your hands be? Resting on your heart space. Moving your eyes back and forth slowly as if you're checking your inner eyelids. With both hands interlaced on your heart space, concentrate and feel your heartbeat under your hands, and the frequency within your hands is also forming a circle. Take one hand and rest it on the crown of your head. Raise your hand slightly, leaving only your fingertips touching the crown. Feel the vibration of your midbrain, the blood flow. This is the highest connection point of your spiritual center. Ancients knew as crown chakra. As we continue to move our fingertips up and down from the midbrain, breathe and send your intentions into your throat. So let's begin to say aloud. Remember, we activate our throat chakra. That's our frequency of sound. 4 times, pushing your breath outward forcefully. Mm, 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 mm. Let's do it again. Mm, 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 mm. Repeat these words aloud. Take a breath. Being centered in authentic truth. Allowing, releasing, and receiving. Being the minute replica of Source. Loving, learning, and lending myself to the now. Being one who willingly receives all that Source provides In gratitude, I say thank you. Being one who releases every illusion, receiving my authentic self in the now. I am being and becoming authentic. I am being and becoming authentic in my perspective now. So be it. Today's focus is perspective and placement. It's a balancing act together. Perspectives. There are many masters, teachers whose teachings may vary little or completely different, but what you need to understand is the overall perspective of what everybody is saying or teaching. Go within and center yourself into your authentic path and guidance. Find what is truly yours for the now. Don't get stuck. As you grow, many things will be revealed to you as the appropriate response for that particular time frame. We are blessed with many paths to our spiritual identity. Why? We are different and we respond differently depending upon our perspectives and our histories. Be thankful that you are seeking to learn and grow. Never cancel anyone out as inauthentic or fake if it's not an area that you have complete knowledge of 100%. That's not your job. Each perspective holds grains of truth that will ring true to those who are meant to receive it. Everyone has their own perspective based upon where they are in the now. We are all progressing towards our goal as the creators of the new golden era. And I want you to understand something that I learned early on. Some things are examples of what you're not to do right now. Other things are examples that you are to discern, research, do some due diligence, find out within yourself if that holds true as authentic for you. Becoming authentic is a wonderful place of balance. Today's focus is balanced platform of authentic truth, which is what? Perspective and placement. Your perspective and your placement are divine. When either aspect of this state is off key, you begin to rely upon what? ARS, Automatic Response System. You know, the ARS is indeed a treasure trove of information, examples, and past history held in your mind, and not necessarily the answer or the path for your current time stream or your current situation. I know we oftentimes don't relate. We quickly become defensive and reply, that's not what I do. I receive my answers from God or source. That isn't always true. Your answers and your reactions say otherwise. Beloved, I've got the book on you today. This is tough love. Why? I need to assist you in activating the authentic higher light of truth rather than responding to something that you've used many, many times and you didn't grow. And you weren't in a knowing, you were just repeating. No longer the cop-out or artist. I don't want you to be a cop-out artist. I would like you to begin to view and listen to your responses from the place of sacred, neutral observer. Simply request to review your day each evening and ask to be made aware of any instances where you display traits of the cop-out artist. Well, that's just the way the world is. I didn't create this, I just do the best I can. Only those who truly have power can make a difference. Because I said so, you must do it. They're not my rules, I just work here. All children are difficult to deal with, and that's how they are. If you're voicing anything along the lines of cop-out, you are supporting an alternate power stream of negativity. This is countering your true intentions. Your authentic perspective. What do I want you to think about in that area? Always remaining in the flow of the now. Whatever statements you make should be based upon your current intentions, current viewing, and current placement. Perspectives and placement. Eras can display a very confusing message. Everyone has a perspective, coupled with the placement. Where they are in understanding, where they are in their emotions and learning. Both depend upon what you believe to be authentic truth. Becoming authentic begins within. You no longer agree with every statement, historical data, or theory. What is relevant to my core being of light and love? That's what you're thinking. Is this particular instance something that isn't aligned with my truth? I do not have to become angry. Simply learn to release that train of thought or action into the spiritual court of equity. You just release it. Nobody asked you to beat it down, bind it down, tear it up, throw it this way, that way, fall all over the floor, make a scene. No, make your bold statement. I no longer agree. You can tell yourself that in your private because your voice needs to hear you. Your system responds to you. I no longer agree. You are not required to struggle, beg, or go out and champion and fix the whole system. No, just you. And send forth your light to the collective that has the same agreement. Your placement. Sometimes we can be so spiritually minded we're no earthly good. Sometimes you can state the acceptable party line and know that it's poppycock. Let's understand a few things about your placement upon this earth. 1, you are an infant. Whether you believe it or not, you'll find it to be true. You are an infinite being given to this world with a wealth of support and unlimited potentials and possibilities based upon your choices. 2, you are beginning to realize there is so much more for you to both live, love, and enjoy now. You are just beginning to view yourself from the higher vantage point of your divine purpose. You are here. Your placement holds a magnificent opportunity for you to dive into yourself and become reacquainted with the co-creator and co-contributor of this time stream. Your placement is not a random act. These truths will become evident as you just allow and relax. Here's a short video called Please Let Go. And it's releasing those things that are blocking you to your understanding. They're blocks to your understanding of authentic placement and perspective. You need to see that. Another gold nugget of truth from the desk of Cynthia Y. Johnson, authentically. Thank you. My sincerest desire is that you really connect with the authentic you. Each day I seek guidance from Source. I bring to you fresh bread, not canned corn. Whatever is related to me is what I give to you. Yes, there are many times when I would like to go off and do a very detailed teaching and provide you some great PDFs that I've used successfully for more than 30 years. Yes, that's right. I taught and counseled many worldwide, both in English and Hebrew. So I spent many years learning and discovering blah, 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 honey water. And it was all good. Our spirits are alive and are in need of realignment. Stay in the knowing of the who, what, why, and how for today. Daily led, daily fed. Stop beating dead horses or living by a creed that isn't what Source has for today. Become relevant and connected, not a relic. Allowing, releasing, receiving, leaving everything else up to Source. This is the era of freedom and authentic truth. Don't rush anyone else. Remember, placement and perspective. There is no such thing as left behind. Your personal prescription for wholeness is Authentic Reality Now. Feel free to comment, question, contact me. I am available and I do respond quickly to you. No jokes, no lies, just authentic truth. Now, namaste.